Hi everyone, Niklas Heidloff here. As you might know, IBM wants to open source the discussion template on OpenNTF when Notes 851 will be released. Steve Kesseldine and I have already created an OpenNTF project with some information about what and how we want to do this. Over time, we want to add a couple of important features. However, at this point, we want to improve the basic user experience, especially the navigation model. For both the web as well as the rich client user interfaces, we want to allow users to better find the topics they are interested in and to faster find all new topics and responses. Additionally, our goal is to improve the navigation within one topic thread. For example, when creating a new response, it needs to be clearer to which other document the new one response is, and while writing the response, users need to be able to read other documents of that thread. We've started to prototype some of these ideas, and we are thinking about providing you with these prototypes so that you can play around with them to better understand the envisioned new user experience. But we may only do this after we will have open sourced the template. So in order to get some feedback earlier, we want to create some short videos like this one. In this video, I demonstrate one new possible user interface for the rich client. I call it the widescreen prototype since it uses a new column to display the thread and a document preview. The goal is to minimize switching between different tabs. The majority of users are just readers. For them, it should be possible to find the information they are looking for and then read this information on one page. Users who create new topics or responses need more real estate and don't need the navigation between different topic threads in that context. So let me show you some of these ideas. Again, we haven't added any features yet, and please don't get disturbed by the green color everywhere. The style should look more like the style used in the web user interface, but this wasn't the intention of this prototype. So this is the classic discussion template. By default, the threads are expanded in the views, and documents can be previewed at the bottom. But if you also want documents to be marked as read, you have to double click them so that they're opened in their own tabs, and then you basically lose the context, and it's hard now to figure out what the parents what the parents are. All you can see here is the subject of the direct parent. So here is one new possible user interface. It's the exact same data that you just saw, which is from the public OpenNTF IP forum. And this page here is the entry page that displays all topics collapsed by default. In the right column at the top, there is a new thread viewer, and at the bottom, a previewer component. You can now navigate between these topics here, and both the thread viewer and the document previewer are updated. Now, in order to navigate to the responses, you can do this either by expanding again the documents here in the main view. And by the way, when you do this, as you can see, the thread viewer and the previewer are also updated. Or you can also now just use the thread viewer, and then the document that you selected is displayed here at the bottom, not the one that is currently selected in the view. And in order to visualize which one is selected and which one is displayed, we've introduced these green arrows. So this left arrow shows the currently selected document in the view. The arrow down shows the document that is currently displayed here in the previewer. What else? So additionally, the navigator in the left column has changed. It's really not beautiful yet, but hopefully a little bit better structured. It lists clearer the different views, preferences, and administration options, which of course should be hidden for normal users. For some reason, the classic rich client user interface didn't have a most recent view as in the web client. So I've added this view back since I personally use it a lot to find out everything that has changed recently in a discussion application. This view is a flat list of both topics and responses, but as in all views, the thread information is displayed in the thread viewer. So when I navigate here, you can now see the same, thread information in the right column. So all of them are from the same thread, looks like. This one is not. Okay. What else? The by tag view is the old by category view, and I've only renamed it to by tag because we want to use the same terminology consistently between rich client and web user interface. But we understand that tags and categories are different things, and we might add categories, real categories later again. The by author view is, of course, shows the documents by author. And again, the thread viewer works as everywhere. The author profiles view is a little bit different because in this context, in this scenario, it doesn't make sense to display the thread viewer, which is why I bring up a new tab. Only thing we might want to add here is to display the navigator here as well. The my favorites folder and feature I had to change a little bit because I didn't get the drag and drop to work with the technology that I use here, and I need to figure out whether and how I can do this. But for now, I've added let's say this one here. For now, I've just added an add to favorites button everywhere where documents are displayed. So when I say add to favorites, you can see this one showing up right here. The other thing that I've changed is I've made the my favorites feature a little bit more intelligent. So whenever you create a new topic or a new response now, these topics show directly up in your my favorites folder as well, which I think is useful because the threads you have participated in are usually the most interesting ones for you. Okay, so all of what I've shown so far was about the navigation to certain topics and responses, and also mechanisms for readers to read topics without having to leave this page here. But for users who want to create new responses, new documents can be created via the new response button. Let's say this one here. Actually, this one might be better. And no, this one is actually, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to open it. And now you can see this document comes up in its own tab, as all other documents in the Notes client typically come up in their own tabs. But there's also the same right column with a thread viewer. And now the nice thing is that you can, while writing a response, you can navigate, to all other documents in this thread as well. And can read these, the parents and other responses while you're writing. So these were, some of our ideas, and please let us know whether you like this or whether you don't like this, and if you don't like this, why you don't like it, and what and how you would extend the user experience in both rich client and web client. Thank you.